microphone? We'll shout the questions out then. Yeah, show of hands then when we know where we're going with the questions. Thank you.
Vinny from Sky Sports. Bernardo, first of all, obviously we've seen today that Pep has been shortlisted for FIFA Coach of the Year and Kevin De Bruyne has been shortlisted for FIFA Player of the Year. I'm guessing that you believe both should win. Can you tell us why you think that and what qualities you see day to day in each?
Well, of course it's great to have them there, nominated. Man City is well represented. Both of them are big names in the club, and especially last season was a very good season for the club and for Man City, for all of us, and they were one of the reasons for that.
How do you take it a step further next season?
Well, we know that on the Premier League, what we did was fantastic. We know it won't be easy to do the same. But especially on the other competitions like the FA Cup, that it was kind of a disappointment for us. We want to try and do better. The Champions League as well. We'll try and go for all of them, knowing that it's really complicated, but with a lot of ambition and knowing that we have a very good team.
And as you face Liverpool, are they the biggest threats to you this season, given the way they've strengthened this summer?
Yeah, they're improving. They're buying some good players. I think first of all we have to look at ourselves. We have to try and keep improving, keep getting better and better to start well the season. And of course then we have big opponents. We have fantastic teams that will play against us and try to stop us. But that's football.
Take some more questions for Bernardo. Show of hands. Is that for Bernardo? Okay, for Bernardo.
You talked there about competitions you like to do better. Is the Champions League the big thing that you feel that City needs to win the last big trophy?
Yes, the Champions League, it's clearly one of, if not the most important competition in Europe, at least one of. So yeah, it's a goal for us. We want to do better. We want to try and do better than last season. We know it's a different competition than the Premier League, because the Premier League you have to be regular, you have to play a lot of games. Even if you have a bad game, you can recover from it. In the Champions League, you have to be focused 100% every game, and if you make mistakes, you might be out. So yeah, we'll try and do better. We'll work on it, and hopefully we'll give our fans some happiness on that area.
Bernardo, Martin Blackburn from the Sun. What made of the signing of Riyad Mahrez? Is he a player you've been impressed with?
Yes, I think everyone. He's a fantastic player. He's showed us over the last few years, especially on the Premier League. He won the title with Leicester, and he will improve for sure. He will improve for sure our squad, and it's great to have him with us.
Andy?
In terms of retaining the title, is the biggest test for you, is it a mental pressure that's on because you know you're good enough to win the title? To retain it, though, is it more a challenge to your mental side?
Yes, of course. I think this year it will be a little bit more difficult. If you look over the last few years on the Premier League, no one has won 2 trophies, 2 Premier Leagues in a row. I think the last team was Man United not a long time ago, but some time ago. So yes, I think the other teams now look at us in a different way. They want to try to stop us. But it's our job to try and keep going the way we played last season on the Premier League and try to win it again.
Okay, we take some questions for Pep, please. Show of hands.
Yeah. Pep, how do you ensure that the mentality is right going into the season as you go into it as reigning champions, and you have to make sure that there isn't any complacency setting in amongst the lads?
No, that is not going to happen. We can lose games, but the complacency with our team, that is not going to happen.
In terms of transfers, you've obviously been linked with Pjanic again at Juventus. What is the situation there? Is there any interest in the player whatsoever?
No, Pjanic is player Juventus de Turin, and we are not interested in Pjanic. Saying that is a top player, but we are not interested with him.
What then are your thoughts on adding to your squad further before the transfer deadline? I suppose particularly given the way that Liverpool have strengthened this summer.
No, we'll see. We have few weeks, still a few weeks. We're going to decide, but maybe come once or maybe not. We'll see. But in that moment, we have a good squad enough. We can handle players in different positions, and we'll see in the last days. We decide to buy one player or wait next season.
Thinking midfield, particularly given what happened with Jorginho, is that something that you're still looking at, maybe adding numbers in midfield?
The scouting department always they are looking for looking players in all positions. Of course, the holding midfielder is the position that we have not less players because Digne is there, of course, 1 more year, but Gundogan can play there, Fabian Delph can play there, Alex Zinchenko, if he finally stay, can play there. So we have players who can play in that position.
And what have you made of the way Liverpool have gone about strengthening their squad? Are they the biggest threat to you, do you feel, this season?
No, the contenders to win the title, we are one of them, and there are many. Always Liverpool is a contender. So was my 2 seasons here, it was one of them, last season too, and always in the future, for the history they have, always will be a contender to win the Premier League.
Maybe have they closed the gap, though, with the way they've added to the squad?
On the pitch dictates the rules, so we'll see the pitch.
John?
After England's performance in the World Cup, a lot of people have been looking forward 4 years. They've been talking about Phil Foden as being a potential player for that tournament. There's a bit too much pressure on him at the moment at this early stage of his career.
Pressure to play in the national team? No, pressure on Phil is settled with the team. He started last season to be with us, to train regularly every day, to play a few games. And it's another season for him, so he's growing. So his target is play as much minutes as possible, as much games as possible here with us. And always the national team is a consequence of that. So he cannot play in national team and be, but I think the pressure on the national team had to put on the shoulders for the other players, not from Phil.
Stuart?
Stuart Brennan, Manchester Evening News. Are you surprised at the amount of spending Liverpool have done in the last year, especially given Jurgen Klopp's statements in the past about spending a lot of money?
No, so every club do make what he believes. I understand completely, so I'm not concerned about what one of us say one day and the other one. The circumstances are the circumstances. So what Liverpool believe they need this kind of player and spend this kind of money is because they believe is the best for them. So I'm not judge what the other are doing. I don't like what my colleagues speak about me or what my players, about what they could decide. So I'm not going to say that. If they believe it's the best for Liverpool and for their fans, it's perfect for them. So no problem at all. That is true. So what we have done last season, we increased the level of the Premier League. Nobody took 100 points. So that means the other ones. So the level was here, now it's here, and to try to take this level, every team try to do better and better and better.
Got a question at the back. Sam? Sorry, here.
Hi, Kat.
Go.
Sorry, Kat, hi. Dylan Butler with MLSsoccer.com. Close friend, obviously, Dome. You spent all those years with him. He's doing a good job here now. What are some of the qualities you think that has impressed you, and what do you think, it's early still, I know you're busy, but what do you think of the job he has done here so far?
Well, we are 11 years that we were together, so we lived many experiences together. So he felt that is the moment. I felt, and he knew that when again to be manager, when it was a long time ago before we joined us here, like to work together. So he's going to do well because there's a smart guy. He understands really well the game. And so far, so if he played 5 games, 4 victories, 1 defeat, or 5-4-3, I don't know. he won almost all the games. It's not easy to come in the middle of the season to cover the team, and in 5 games win 4, and 4 games win 3. So it's not easy. It just now is to be consistent and arrive in the best moment as possible in the playoffs, because here in the MLS is arrive in the right moment. It's like a little bit the Champions League. No, you have a good season, arrive in the Champions League, one bad moment, like Bernardo said, and you are out. So in the playoff it's the same. You can be a good season, you have a playoff, you have a bad game, one of both, and you are out. So arrive in the best condition playoff and prepare for the next season. But I'm so happy for him, because I know he's glad to be in this incredible city and play in MLS, United States of America. So it's a good challenge for him.
Obviously, with Dome gone, Mikel Arteta's taken on more responsibility now. Are you able to talk about the qualities that you see in him as he's taken on more in training?
No, Mikel, like Dome, like Rodo, like all the people there, with me it's so easy to work. So they have the freedom to take decisions, to when they see we would like to do that, to train with that guy, to make that exercise. When they have an opinion about the game, about the previous game, the future game, about the situation of the locker room, whatever would happen in the staff, they can do it. I'm not a guy who say you are the second, you are the third, you are the fourth. No, they are free to be free to take a decision like a manager. Always I tell them, so react like you are a manager. Of course, the last decision is mine, but they can do what they feel. So in that sense, it's not, we are not going to change. Just Dome will not be with us, but what they do, they did it last season.
David.
You signed a new contract over the summer, which means if you said you spent 5 years at Manchester City, which would be your longest period of one club you was a manager. Do you maybe feel that? I know Barcelona will always be your home, always special to you, but maybe Manchester becoming your second home because you're so settled and happy?
No, when we decide to extend the contract, first of all, I'm comfortable. The second one, so the club trust what we are doing. But Khaldun and Ferran and Chiki, there's no, it depends on results. So you have 3 years, 2 more years, 3 more years contract, but the results dictate what is going to happen in the future. If you are not able to be consistent and being there to win the titles, but at the end of that is the most important thing. Arrive in April, May, being there to take or leave someone. So that is going to happen. Football trainers, always we are in a dangerous position. So, but the family is happy in Manchester, living my experience in the Premier League. We have a young team. I'm comfortable to working with them, and but football, when you feel you are tired or you feel the players don't follow you, even when you have the contract, I will speak with the people, and we are going to find a solution. But I will do all my best to stay this time together.
Scott, moving on SMTV. You mentioned before that you raised the level with 100 points. How will you gauge success this season? Is it trophies or bust? Is it trying to break the records you just set?
No, the break the records, we are not going to break any record anymore in the Premier League. It's impossible, almost impossible. So the target is see the faces of my players in the next 2 weeks when they all together. So we are here without 15 players. So we play against Dortmund without 16 players. 16 players, there are a lot. And the other ones, like Laporte and the other one, are injured. So when coming back, we are going to start. We have 4 or 5 days to prepare the final against Chelsea. And we're going to see their faces. And the target is, which the next game, how we prepare that game to win the game. That is the target. So at the end, the breakers or the records we took last season, it was a consequence what we have done every single day. That is the point. So if we're going to start compare in November, in December, in January, what is the position comparing the last season, we're going to lose all what we have done last season. So it's focused in the next game, and next game. That is the only way to be sure you are stable and consistent like a team.
Just 1 second. Questions in English, right? Yeah, we need to take them in English. We have no translation, so. Yeah, do you have one?
Yes. Christian Ross with The Athletic. Your ideas and philosophies are admired here in the States and have influenced a lot of coaches. see in the American game of trying to teach possession, the control of the play, that
The manager must do what they believe, what they feel, what they like. Copy-paste doesn't work in football. So they have to do what they believe. That's the only advice I can do if they accept my advice.
Okay, any more questions? Far away.
Juan Ramon from ICC, brother. How do you feel playing the ICC?
ICC?
Yeah, the international champion.
Oh, sorry. We're happy. Last season we came here in the American tour. It was perfect in LA, in other places. This season as well. It's a fantastic place to come because the organization is top, and it's nice. So it's nice for the young players that we have. And tomorrow we're going to play one of the best teams in Europe, the final for the Champions League. And for them, play against Mané, Salah, Van Dijk, Milner. In front of the Jurgen Club, so for them will be a huge experience to realize how is the level you have to try to take, to achieve to compete in the high level. For all of them will be a huge experience, and for us as well, for practice something, to see the young players how they react under pressure, important games. So that's nice, good.
Okay, last couple guys. Yeah, just here.
Jose Reyes from Mexico. First of all, how do you feel coming back to New York? I know you lived here a few 7 years ago. And also, it's a coincidence that you were in Barcelona in 2010 and Spain won the World Cup. And then 2014, you were in Germany with Bayern.
Don't follow.
I know. But
Don't follow.
And then nowadays, you are in England, right? Manager with the City, and they hit the semi-final. Maybe your philosophy, this tragedy might be influenced them?
Thank you for your words, but it's just a coincidence. So I never won a World Cup, never.
No, but I'm saying your system of play, the way you...
But there are influences, so I don't train all the players as a national team from Spain. I don't train all the players for Germany. They feel it was a coincidence, but so the value is for Jogilov, for Vicente del Bosque, now for Gareth Southgate. That is the point. For that amount of the period they have done, I try to have influence in that guys, and not even with them. I have influence, so imagine with a team like I've never been there. So ridiculous. So that is the second. The first one, the city is taller. It's taller than and higher than 6 years ago. Remains in the top city. It's a fantastic.
Okay, Steve.
All the contenders. So United will be stronger, and Liverpool, and Arsenal, and Chelsea, and Tottenham, and some of the other ones. Everton took over good manager, good players. So West Ham again. Manuel came back. We bought a lot of players. So always in the beginning, the expectation every team is high, and we want to do really well, and just to continue what we started 2 seasons ago and change some things, few things, and try. And we're going to see. Nobody knows what's going to happen this season. Nobody, the world knows what's going to happen in the Premier League. Nobody. So we're going to start to play. We're going to see.
Okay. Cheers, guys.